How's it going, everybody? I'm back in Destiny 2, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a bit of the Titan class. I'm going to be showing you each of the Titan's abilities, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys and tell you what they all are, and then show you a little bit of gameplay on each of them, and show you each subclass as well. So, I'm going to start with the Sentinel subclass. And I'm going to tell you the passive abilities. The first, Defensive Strike. Kill an enemy with this melee ability to create an overshield around you and nearby allies. Then Rallying Force. Melee kills restore health for you and I think surrounding allies. Turn the Tide. Your overshield from Defensive Strike lasts longer, increases melee damage and reload speed. And then Ward of Dawn, which is when super energy is full, press and hold L1 plus R1 to create a shield dome to protect you and your allies. That's actually like a huge deal because that's the ability from the previous Destiny. And then Shield Bash. After sprinting for a short time, use this melee ability to unleash a devastating shield blast to disorient enemies. Superior Arsenal. Create grenade kills recharge your grenade energy. In the Trenches, kills while surrounded by enemies reduce the cooldown of your super, which is awesome because that gets you out of some pretty sticky situations. And then Second Shield, gain an additional shield throw charge while Sentinel shield is active. So that'll be pretty useful. First, I'm going to show you the melee ability. It's pretty basic. All it is, just a punch. And then I'll go through each of the grenades. First, Magnetic Grenade. A grenade that attaches to enemies and explodes twice. This is pretty useful when you're fighting groups of enemies. And so you'll see that it does a lot of damage. And then Void Wall Grenade, a grenade that creates a horizontal wall of burning void light. And this would also be good in big groups, or if you're trying to prevent an enemy from advancing, just because it kind of puts an area of damage. And then Suppressor Grenade, an explosive grenade that prevents enemies from using abilities for a short time. This would be really good in PvP actually, because you can see here I fail and the grenade bounces off of him and hits me, and you can see that I'm suppressed, so I can't use any of my abilities. So that's, I think, mainly a PvP thing. And then the passive class skills are these barriers. Towering Barricade, which you hold circle and it activates a barrier that protects you. I think that this was kind of a good thing to add to the Titan, because the Titan was meant to be like a protective support, and you can see that you can't shoot through it like the Ward of Dawn in Destiny 1, and I don't think that that's that big of an issue, because the other class skill is a smaller barrier that allows you to peek over while aiming, and when you ADS over it, it instantly reloads your gun when you come back down to take cover. So you can see here, full clip, and then I'm shooting these guys, and right here, whenever I crouch, goes straight back up to full ammo, and then I just keep shooting back down, refills my clip. Next, movement modes. High Lift, which is just when you jump, it activates lift when you hit X the second time, and it lets you get to greater heights. Strafe Lift, which is while airborne, to activate lift you launch into the air, and it gives you stronger directional control. And you can see that it doesn't get you that high in the air, but it does actually get you places, like if you need to go around a corner or something, and just depending on where you aim. Then Catapult Lift, which the burst is like very fast, but you really don't get any height at all. It's kind of hard to use this one in certain situations if you're trying to get height, and you can see I give it 3 tries to actually finally get myself up onto this second balcony, where both of the other abilities, both of the other jumps got me up there pretty easy. And then the ult, which is Sentinel Shield. Press L1 and R1 to summon a shield of void light. While Sentinel Shield is active, press R1 to attack, L2 to guard, and L1 to perform a shield throw. And that passive ability for this actually let you have an extra shield throw. And I don't think that this is that great of a clip to show you guys, but I didn't really have any other footage. And you can see I throw it there, and you can see the shields bouncing off of people. Right there I blocked an attack, but if you actually hold L2, it performs a bigger shield. And then, like I told you in the passive abilities, if you hold L1 and R1 down for a couple seconds, you actually get the Ward of Dawn, which is pretty useful, but unlike Destiny 1, you can't actually shoot through the Ward of Dawn, which is pretty disappointing, and which means you have to enter and exit the Ward of Dawn frequently to actually be able to shoot the enemies, unlike Destiny 1. But it does deflect all damage, and so I do like the Sentinel class. I think that it's pretty good, but honestly I think it's better for PvP. And then the other class is the Striker class. So the passive abilities include Aftershocks, which is damaging enemies with Seismic Strike recharges your grenade. Seismic Strike is just the melee ability. Magnitude, gain an additional grenade charge, increases the duration of grenade effects. Terminal Velocity, Fist of Havoc's ground slam attack leaves a damage dealing field in its wake and deals more damage the longer it's in the air. So this is actually really good. Fist of Havoc is the Striker ult, and you pretty much, the higher you are and the longer that you jump down to actually use the ult, the more damage that's going to deal to the enemies, and it's going to leave a damage dealing field, causing damage to any of the enemies in that area. So it's pretty awesome if you have the high ground on the enemies, or if you're up on a balcony or something and you do this ability, or you do your ult, it's going to do a lot more damage. Seismic Strike, while sprinting, activate this melee ability to slam shoulder first into your target and release an arc explosion on impact. And then the upgrades, Frontal Assault, strike an enemy with this melee ability to reload your weapon and increase your weapon stability. That's pretty nice. Reversal, melee kills immediately trigger health regeneration. That's awesome. That's definitely going to help, especially if you have Seismic Strike like all the way loaded. Knockout, critically wounding an enemy or breaking their shield, increase your melee range and damage, which that's going to be really nice. Trample, killing enemies with Fist of Havoc extends its duration. That's an awesome ability just because the more kills you get with your ult, the longer it's going to last. And right here is the melee ability. You can see I'm running, and that actually has like a area effect, so it goes farther. Then for the grenades, lightning grenade emits like bolts of lightning and sticks to any surface, a lot like the fire, the trip mine for the hunter. You can see it's taking out the legionaries pretty easy. And then the pulse grenade that periodically damages enemies inside his explosion radius. This is actually really good against groups, and you can see right here I only use it on 2 guys, but it does damage that 3rd guy that flies in. I don't think that he died, but you can see that that does tons of damage. That'd be really good against groups of people. And then flashbang, a grenade that disorients enemies, it damages. So this would be another ability that's really good in PvP, and it's also good in PvE, I guess, because enemies, right there it killed them, but it's not always going to kill them. It'll slow them down. And for these class skills, these are the same as the other one. And so for the ult, Supercharge, L1 and R1 lets you slam your Fist of Havoc onto the ground, and also it gives you the ability to charge at enemies. And this is actually really good. This would be good in PvP and PvE. And you can see here that ability that lets you, the longer that you drop, the more damage you do. That would just, the amount of height that you get just from flying in the air does tons of damage. And you can see it takes out whole groups of Cabal. But I'm really excited to play as the Titan. Destiny 1, I played a lot of the Hunter, and I played, I think it was 9 days. It was almost 10 days. It was 9 days and like 22 hours or something like that on just my Hunter. And that's not a lot compared to a lot of people. But, yeah, I definitely loved the Hunter, but I think that the Titan is looking really good on this one compared to the Hunter and the Warlock. The Hunter doesn't really have that many abilities that I'm really interested in. The ult isn't that well. The Arc Strider ult is alright, but the Gold Gun, the Gunslinger ult, doesn't really interest me that much. I don't really like the Golden Gun. It does a lot of damage. It's really good in PvP, but PvE, I don't think it's that great. Arc Strider is awesome in PvE, but I think that the Titan is like an all-around character in this one. He was really, they were really weighted towards PvE, I thought, in Destiny 1 with the Ward of Dawn and with the Striker class. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Check out some of my other videos while you're here. I'm going to be doing a Warlock walkthrough soon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
The shield generator should be straight ahead.